but they score! Hello and welcome from the Wichita Ice Center for a late night matchup between the University of Kansas and Arizona State University for game one of the College Hockey Classic put on by the Wichita Thunder, who just came off of a 3-2 win tonight. If you're interested in that ECHL team just right down the street. I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Richie Obaid, and man, the energy for this game is just a little bit different than most of the home games we've had, you know, getting to travel to a different rink in the state of Kansas, and a lot of the people here to see number 12, Griffin Barker, who played almost all of his life here in Wichita as he played for the high school program. And it's just a different energy, and it's great because assistant coach Chase Pruitt, also a Wichita native, myself, a Wichita native, set up in this exact spot back during my high school days for the Wichita Junior Thunder of the Western States Hockey League. So a special trip for quite a few people on this Jayhawk team, to say the least.
A trip down memory lane for you. And you were saying the energy in here is unreal right now. The games I've been to, this is about number one this season so far. So let's see if the boys can rally behind this energy and get a win out here tonight against ASU.
So in goal for the Jayhawks, of course, it's going to be Mitch Miles, who has started in all but about 3 games. Up front, it's going to be Vitopka, Duso, and Adler. Back at the blue line, it'll be Zach Roberts and Blake Hearn. As both teams head back, huddle up, some last words of encouragement before the game gets underway.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if KU can get the first win of the season. Still looking for it. And I feel with this energy in the arena, it might happen right here tonight, Gabe. What do you say?
You know, I mean, if there's any way to get your first win, it's against a really good Arizona State team in front of a crowd that's just fired up and excited to see college hockey in the city of Wichita. As you know, Wichita State, they've had a men's league-like team, but nothing like club hockey like this. I know they're looking to start one, so maybe this tournament is something great that could maybe even create an interstate rivalry.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's got a late game tonight. Puck drop at like 10-10. Pretty late here for both teams. I mean, ASU had to travel here, so take that into factor. Maybe they have some lazy legs tonight skating. This puck drop is moments away here.
And, you know, it's some of the Wichita Thunder guys that are over there working the music, so obviously a little bit different, too. You know, the music there keeps the energy going.
Right, and I heard you might know a referee in this game tonight?
Yes, Tony Rees and Corey Whitfield. So Corey Whitfield's a linesman. I actually played with him a couple years back in my house league days, but I don't really like to mention that part just because it's house league, and, you know, I got the playing style of a broadcaster. So.
Fair enough. So it sounds like we're in your backyard here in Wichita, huh?
Absolutely. I grew up in Mulvane, but I tell everyone I'm from Wichita just because I did more stuff here at the Wichita Ice Center. So doesn't look like there's going to be an anthem played tonight. Arizona State was lined up for one, but Tony Reeves was waving at them, telling them, hey, line up for the face-off. So that's what's going to happen here.
Late game, no anthem.
As both, well, mainly Arizona State gets their helmet strapped back on. They did think that the anthem was going to be played. I kind of did too, judging by how they were skating around, but we're going to get lined up here. And a little bit of a change to the lineup. Blake Hearn will be wearing number 19. So it's Blake Hearn and Zach Roberts back at the blue line for Kansas. Up front, it's going to be Caleb Duso centering Alex Adler and Will Vitopka. As the faceoff is won by Duso, he'll quickly get it right back over to Blake Hearn, who's going to feed it up over to Duso at center. To Adler on the right wing. Adler will skate it down. He'll take a shot. It's going to be kicked away there by Jack Fox, the goaltender for the Sun Devils. There's a pass in front of the net intended for Adler. It's taken away there by number 9. It's going to be a bank pass intended for number 8, Carson Cavendish, and he'll lose an edge and tumble down to the boards, but it's going to be wrapped around over to number 14. And then there's a big hit in front of the Kansas bench there by Will Vitopka, and he's going to hear that from the Wichita Junior Thunder High School team that's in attendance in support of their former captain, Griffin Barker.
And now you can't tell me that that has nothing to do with the fans here in support, because that is a massive hit already at the end of a play called offside. As the faceoff is right here, right outside KU zone.
So Barker to take the faceoff in front of the Kansas bench. He won it over to Fantoni, and that's going to draw even more cheer. So anything Griffin Barker does tonight, you're going to hear a cheer. As it's going to be taken away by Walsh. Walsh carrying it in, tries to get a shot. It's going to be turned away there by Fox as Walsh will play it around the other way. Walsh takes a tumble in the corner, but it's going to be rebounded there by Barker, who tries to pass it over to Medina. Medina's going to have to bounce back the other way as he didn't like what he saw. It's going to be Johnson. Johnson tries to find Cole Walsh. Malcolm Johnson finally back in the lineup. And it's going to be Griffin Barker on the right wing. Barker at the hash mark. He tries a shot. It was blocked up front. Then Fantoni goes and lays a hit there in the corner. Now thrown to the left corner. Unable to hold the line was Barker, but he's trying to send it back the other way with a backhand pass over to Cole Walsh. Walsh try to find Medina on a cross-ice pass. As it's going to be dumped in, Malcolm Johnson will chase after it as both teams try to get a line change going. As it's a shot up front, tipped to the side there by Mitch Miles, using the stick there, throwing it to the corner. As it's a headman pass intended for Fantoni. Ends up going all the way back in an icing call here on Kansas.
Already fast-paced this game, and you can't tell me it doesn't have anything to do with this energy in here. The fans are being loud for anything happening KU's way, especially Griffin Barker. So it's good KU finally playing with a great fan base here in Wichita, and I'd like to see if it translates into today's game.
So Fontanetta won the draw as it's going to be wrapped around intended for Fantoni, but it's going to be Stoneman with it down to the corner. Stoneman tries to fight it loose, ends up going over to Fantoni. Fantoni try to get a headman pass up over to Kim. Kim with a nice poke check attempt as the puck ended up going over to Fontanetta. As it's going to be Stoneman in the corner. He'll backhand it up to the point. Cross over to Gaskin and a shot from the point covered up there by Miles for a whistle.
Great first save by Mitch Miles. The first real shot in Tessie's face all game. The other ones were just on low send-ins. So it's good getting warmed up already. 17:48 left in this first period. Things are moving fast here, very fast. This face-off is in our zone.
As the face-off is won by Arizona, but it's going to be Tilton who has to come back and chase after it. As it's going to be played up over to Plula. Plula on the left wing. Pressured off the puck there by Roberts. Plula gets it right back. It's going to be poke checked away there by Reed. Reed down in the corner providing great pressure there on number 2 as it's going to be wrapped around over to Hearn. Hearn, a headman pass. It looked like he tried to find Strahan, but it looks like it'll go the length for another icing.
That's the second icing on KU so far this game. So just trying to hit sticks on long, deep passes, and sometimes just hops over, sends all the way down to the boards. So it seems like already important this early first period is going to be face-off wins in our own D zone. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for the rest of this game, especially right now in this early period.
As the face-off is won by Arizona State, another shot from the point, covered up there.
Another great glove save by Mitch Miles. Seems like his eyes are really ahead of him right now. Just another low glove save, left side of him. And KU has a full line change now, fresh legs on the ice for his face-off in their D zone.
So the face-off is going to be won there by Kansas, but quickly taken away there by number 11, Zechariah Jurkinen. As it's thrown to the corner, Johnson on it for the Jayhawks, trying to get it up over to Vitopka. Vitopka moves around one man, tried a headman pass, but it got intercepted. As it's going to be taken away there, Vitopka trying to get it out of the zone over to Duso. Duso, he'll backhand it in. As losing control with it there. As it's Duso trying to poke it back in. And the Jayhawks get called offsides.
Another full line change for KU and ASU, so we'll have 10 fresh legs on the ice right now for this face-off. Coming right outside ASU's D zone.
So a face-off win here by Arizona, as it's going to be a headman pass up over to Gazerian. And then a big open ice hit there by Malcolm Johnson. And that's going to get the crowd riled up a little bit, as it's going to be back over to Gazerian, who then passes it over to, I believe that could have been number 10. It's hard to tell what the number is from the angle, and then it ends up going into the netting and through the little goal post. I don't know if you knew this, but there's an indoor arena football team that does play here, so that explains the goal post. They lay carpet. Yeah, they lay a carpet over the ice, so it just went up into the netting and through the uprights. So that's what got the cheer from the high school team here right in front of us.
And they score.
Yeah, so right off the face-off, and Arizona State capitalizes.
Yeah, it actually looks like that was off Andrew Earhart. He actually put it in his own net. They tried to pass it in front of the crease, in front of Mitch Miles, and it just bounced off Earhart right into our own net. So it's an own goal. Sucks to have that given up in the first period, but I will say what's looking good is we're playing very physical right now, as Vitopka and Johnson laid 2 big hits early in the first 5 minutes of this period. So now it's just all about bouncing back after an early goal given up by our own selves.
I do apologize for the confusion on the little roster sheets we have. It's actually Blake Hearn who's wearing number 19 tonight, so just a little bit of a miscue there, but he's trying to redeem himself as he had a headman pass attempt for Brandon Fontanetta, but it's going to be sent back the other way. Now moving in the zone, it's going to be number 24, Curtis Sperling. Sperling on the left wing tries a shot, goes up into the netting and out of play.
So again, it's just we're just trying to find something going on offense, but keep slipping off our stick. So ASU's going to take advantage of it every time on that, as this faceoff is in our D zone again.
So it's going to be to the right of Mitch Miles, as it's Juan over to Blake Hearn, and Hearn's going to turn on the Jets as he moves down on the left side. Hearn, he's going to toe drag it around, one man still with it, a pass to the back door, nearly tapping that one in was Alex Adler. As Arizona State now with a rush. Tipped up front, Mitch Miles uses a stick to throw it to the corner, as it'll be Will Vitopka leading the charge. Vitopka, one of those players who always plays full of energy, dumps it in the boards around over to Caleb Dusso. Dusso over to Vitopka, try to tip it up front. Just couldn't quite get it on net. So Vitopka, he's able to reverse one man, still with it, falling down, trying to play the puck as he's trying to get up. And then able to flutter the puck up into the air and to himself is number 22, as he tries a backhand shot, turned aside there by Miles. As this play to the corner, Fantoni trying to help out Cole Walsh, as Walsh will send it around the boards. He tries to find Adler as it's thrown in. Dusso, he was able to saucer it out of the zone. His back on it was number 28, Alexander Tilton, as it's Adler up front, tries a shot and blockered away there. Back behind the net, it's going to be Tilton with it again. Tilton pressured off the puck by Fantoni and Barker. Thrown to the corner, as it'll go off the boards up over to number 5. He gets his pass over to number 4. That's going to be Lawrence Hansen. Hansen loses control of the puck. Griffin Barker tries to wrap it around the boards, but it's turned over in the corner as Hansen now has it. Fans on the pass. Instead, he'll connect over to Tilton. Tilton shot and blocked up front by Fantoni. And Fantoni is able to get it out of the zone. He takes a big open ice hit right in front of the Kansas bench, and he's still down. Able to get up right away after taking a few seconds to catch his breath, I believe, but it's going to be Malcolm Johnson from Edina, Minnesota, moving around 2 men before getting a pass over to Barker. Barker, nice toe drag, tries the shot, gets blocked up front. And things would have gone crazy right in front of us if he got that shot off. As it's going to be thrown to the corner. A nice little defensive stick there by Hearn as it's thrown back the other way. As Gorzinski, a pass up front, tipped away there by Johnson. Then the backhand pass around the boards over to Friedhoff. Now Cade Friedhoff able to get it out of the zone as he was able to shake off a big hit. As it's going to be over to Hansen. Hansen in the corner, pressured off the puck there by Johnson. Johnson, an ill-advised pass. This is going to be Hansen moving in, a backhand shot saved there by Miles as it's still loose, and then Vitaka going in there to make sure no rebound attempt can get on net. As it's going to be a shot kicked away there by Fox. Now Reed backhands it into the corner. Now racing after it was Kim. Kim, a nice stick lift, but still with the pucks, number 14. As it's going to be passed around over to Fontanetta, who tried to backhand it into the zone. Now Reed chips it to the corner over to Jonah Kim. Now Kim tried to play it up over to Reed, but holding the line there was Johnson. Rather, that's Roberts. As it's going to be picked up there by number 15. That's going to be Curtis Witkowski. Witkowski gets it into the zone. As it's Jurkinen getting double teamed there, back behind the net as it's thrown to the corner. The one to the left of Miles. As it's thrown back behind the net, Miles able to tip that pass away with his stick as it's going to be Witkowski with it again. Witkowski tried to wrap it around the boards, but Zach Roberts got there first. He was able to wrap it around over to Jonah Kim, who then lost control of the puck. As it's now a backhand pass over to number 28. Sent over to Reed. Reed couldn't quite catch it out of the air, but it's going to go to Cole Walsh, who tries to backhand it away. As it's going to be Witkowski with it. He'll wrap it around over to Pendleton. Pendleton gets it back over to Roberts. Roberts wraps it around the other way, and it's going to be Carney going in for some pressure there as it's thrown back the other way. Now with it's going to be Ethan Miller. Miller behind his own net. He'll get a headman pass. They connect there, and then a saucer pass intended for number 18, Jason Horner, but it's knocked down out of air. Then a nice hit in front of the bench there by Cole Walsh on number 9, Kyle Dodson. As the headman pass sent over to Pendleton. Pendleton's going to dump it in. It's going to take a weird bounce off the boards, and then almost losing his footing there was going to be linesman Corey Whitfield. Now a pass up front, broken up there by Johnson. As the Sun Devils still have it. Another pass intercepted there by Johnson. Cleared but not out. Held in by number 10. Then a shot from the point there, tipped aside. As it's going to be a battle in the corner. Paul Carney trying to get it out for the Jayhawks. As it was Walsh. Tried to get it over to Barker, but Barker couldn't quite get full control. But Adler will bank it off the boards, and that gets the rest of the line change completed for Kansas. A much needed rest for Cole Walsh. Had a great defensive shift out there. As it's another shot. Looked like it might have hit Miles, but it's quickly sent over to Blake Hearn, the freshman defenseman from Buffalo, New York. Skates in on the left side at the hash mark, still with it. Drops it back over to Duzo, shoots. He scores! The team captain, no less, Caleb Duso. As it is 1-1.
What a great response, a great shot by Caleb Duso on a great front door pass. Absolute masterclass goal. That was about 5 minutes of nonstop hockey. We had great defense, great offensive pressure. We had about 3 open ice late hits. And what do we get out of that? We get a goal. And this game is now tied 1-1 with 10:20 left in the first period. What a goal by Caleb Duso.
Now off the... And then a replica of the He Shoots, He Scores chant from the Wichita Thunder games has broken out here in the stands. As it's going to be dumped into the corner, and it'll be all the way back for an icing.
Yeah, what a goal right there. And you can just, this whole arena is absolutely living right now. It is loud in here, it is rowdy in here, especially on the KU side. A little quiet down the ASU side. Throw a chirp at them. But it is loud in here right now for KU fans.
As the faceoff takes place to the right of Miles, won by Kansas, as it's going to be Blake Hearn trying to get it out again. This time it's going to be Hearn poking it over to Fontanetta. Fontanetta able to almost get it out of the zone. As it's going to be a pass up front over to number 24, and a shot kicked away there by Miles, and a stoppage here. Not sure what it was. I believe it might have been offsides.
Yeah, I think it was an offside call that the whistle was blown a little half-heartedly. No, actually it's a penalty against ASU. KU will be on the power play.
So a power play for Kansas just shortly after they tied the game 26 seconds ago.
The first man advantage for either team with 10:02 left in the first period.
So a home ice advantage for Kansas as the faceoff was tied up there by Adler, but it's quickly taken away there by ASU as it's going to be number 11 trying to get something going for the Jayhawks as it's going to be Duso, a headman pass up over to Lance Medina. Medina waiting. He'll drop it back over to Vitopka. Vitopka back over to Duso. Likes the quarterback this power play. He tied it at 1. He'll look to see what he can do to give his team the lead as it's going to be Medina dropping it back over to Adler. Adler. Ill-advised pass as it's intercepted there as it's going to be thrown back the other way. As it's Miles playing it over to Friedhoff.
With about 1:20 left in this first penalty for the first power play for KU.
Up over to Johnson. Johnson waits, gets a big hit there in front of the Kansas bench.
Looks like after that hit, the puck just went right into the KU bench. The stoppage with the 1:11 left in the power play for KU, up a man. Not a bad first shift on our power play. Got a little sustained offense in the D zone of ASU. Now I'd like to see some pucks being flung towards their net, see if we could get cooking.
As the faceoff is won by Kansas, Barker able to throw it back over to Roberts, who quickly gets it over to Hearn. And Blake Hearn will set up back behind his own net. He's going to curl around on the right side with speed before moving up on the right wing. Hearn, he's going to dipsy-doodle a move into the center before dropping it back over to Friedhoff. Now Friedhoff with it, tries to drop it back to the point. He'll do so. He gets it over to Roberts. Roberts finds it over to Fantoni. Michael Fantoni, another freshman on this young Jayhawk squad. Over to Hearn, over to Barker. Barker waits, tries a shot on net off the rebound. Fantoni, and another save there by Fox. Just kicks it to the corner. As it's going to be a headman pass up over to number 2. Toe drag, backhand shot, no good as it went over the net. And the Sun Devils will get their own rebound, but a nice play there by Friedhoff. But it's Tilton shooting one up front, kicked away there by the shin pad of Malcolm Johnson. As Johnson's with it, there's about 10 seconds left on the power play for Kansas, so time for one last rush as it's going to be Fantoni on the right wing. Fantoni, he'll stop, he'll wait before trying to cross-ice pass. Ends up going off the glass over to Alex Adler. Adler waits. He'll try a shot. That's off the shin pad, but it goes right over to Malcolm Johnson off the rebound. Now Johnson still with it. See, try to wrap that one around the boards. It wasn't a Jayhawk there, so it's going to be Hansen taking it away.
It's now back to 5-on-5 hockey for both teams.
So a successful penalty kill there by the Sun Devils, but it's going to be taken away by Johnson, who gets a pass up over to Adler. Adler looking for Fontanetta. Just wasn't quite up to speed with that one as the Sun Devils will take it away. It's dumped in. Miles left it for Medina. Medina off the glass trying to find Fontanetta to get it out of the zone. Fontanetta can't get it out as it's going to be held in by Lawrence Hansen. Dodging around Duso. Forced to the corner, then a nice break up there in the slot by Johnson as it's going to be passed up over to Medina. Medina on the left side. Tries to get around one man, but it's taken away there by the Sun Devils as it's going to be passed out up over to number 21. Will Plua. Plua tries a backhand pass, broken up there by Johnson as it's going to be Malcolm Johnson back behind the goal line, waiting. Pressured up there and a turnover up front. Lawrence Hansen with the shot and a nice save there by Miles as it's going to be a breakout for Kansas. It's going to be Caleb Duso. The team captain made a move around one man. Duso still with it, shoots one, missing the net there. Thrown to the corner as Barker's going to be on it. Griffin Barker over to Caleb Duso. Duso waiting, a backhand shot up front, and Fox makes a save there. Keeping it tied at 1 with 6:36 left to go.
It would be the understatement of the century if I said Caleb Duso wasn't doing that much this game, because he is everywhere right now. Already with a goal. He about had 3 shots right there in that shift. He's looking to really take control of this game and put KU on top.
And this has to be one of the best starts to a hockey game this Jayhawk squad has played. As it's pitchforked out of the zone, it's going to be over to Zach Roberts. Roberts tried a headman pass, but it's intercepted there by the Sun Devils, but getting it almost out of the zone there was Blake Hearn. But holding the line was number 19 for the Sun Devils, Brennan Gazerian. As it's thrown to the corner, it'll be number 18 on it. That's going to be Jason Horner. Horner in the corner, over to Miller. Miller tries a shot. It's blocked up front there by Cade Friedhoff, and Friedhoff, a nice toe drag move, lost control of the puck, but it's going to be sent back the other way by Blake Hearn. Then quickly tipped back in by the Sun Devils as Horner tries a shot. Looks like it might have been tipped by the blocker of Miles, as it was Kim who tried to get it out of the zone. It's held in by the Sun Devils. But a nice poke check there by Roberts as he tries to clear that one out, but it's held in. And a one-time shot there by, I believe that's number 9, Kyle Dodson, gives Arizona the lead once again.
It seemed like you were the first one to notice that goal went in. Everyone on ASU's bench did not know if that went in. Just a 1T from center. And ASU's back on top 2-1. We've been playing good defense, but the problem that what's going on this first period that I've noticed is a little bit sloppy passes trying to get out of our own zone. A little no-look backhanded pass is what set that up for them, as they were able to intercept it and set up a 1T right there, right in front of Mitch Miles.
So the face-off won by Arizona State. Kansas did have a piece of it, but it was the Devils that ended up getting full control. As it's going to be a backhand shot there by number 5, Stoneman, covered up there by Miles.
So Mitch Miles got a little bit of a bump right there on the save. The ASU player slid right into him. No penalties called or anything like that.
You could tell after the whistle it wasn't intentional because you saw, I think, number 5 Stoneman, who gave him a little pat on the shoulder. As it looks like the clock was running a little bit after that whistle, so see if they readjust it. I believe it should have been 5:32. Maybe we'll see here. You can adjust it accordingly. I know I wasn't on top of it for about the first good 8 minutes or so.
But as you were saying, Gabe, we've been so into this game because this is, even though we are down a goal, this is one of the best first periods that I've seen, and I know you certainly have seen so far this season from this Jayhawks. So be interesting to see if we could get the equalizer before the first period's up. Another low glove save by Mitch Miles. We're on a shot right on the face-up at number 28.
I don't even think they ran the clock for that little face-off and shot.
Another right-off face-off right to Mitch Miles that he covers up, and it's still 5:17 for the last 3 face-off the clock in this arena said 5:17. So either someone's slow in the box or no one's paying attention.
Or it could be some of the technology in this rink as the clock's still not running.
And another save by Mitch Miles. That's about his 4th save in the past 10 seconds. And things are getting very chippy down the ice right now. It looks like Will Vitopka is trying to drop the mitts with someone on ASU.
You know, it's Vitopka using that energy to get under the skin of another Sun Devil player, and the clock's still in the rink here, still not running. And now we finally get it to. So off the boards, it's going to be intended pass for Vitopka, but it's going to end up going back over to Walsh.
Finally, the clock starts moving. About 30 seconds of real time translated about 10 seconds off the clock.
It's been a nice hit there by Vitopka in front of the bench, and that'll get the Junior Thunder going. I would say student section for Kansas, but I don't know if that really counts. And there's Caleb Duso joining the hit party, and Vitopka wanting to end up joining that too, as it's going to be sent over to Adler. Adler's going to start the rush on the right side. He'll just dump it in and get a line change going for Kansas, as it's going to be thrown in onto the left side, passed around over to the right. As it's number 22 for the Sun Devils, who dumps it in. It just bounces right over the stick of Zach Roberts. Then thrown to the corner. As it's sticked aside there by Miles. Passed over to Stoneman. Stoneman, a nice toe drag move in the corner before trying to shot. It's blocked up front before played back over to an Evelson. And a shot that missed the net there. It's going to be Sullivan on the rebound. Sullivan waits. He'll backhand it over to Stoneman into the corner, and then a nice play there by Reed defensively. Forces the puck over to Nowak. Another pass intercepted there by Blake Hearn, the freshman defenseman from Buffalo, New York. Going to cut to the right side before curling around the hash marks. He'll stop back behind the net looking for a pass as he tries to find Strahan, who is in the slot, but it's going to be Johnson chipping it back into the corner. That'll get a change going for Kansas, as it's going to be sent all the way back. Cole Walsh racing after it for Kansas. No icing as it's played over to Malcolm Johnson. Headman pass intended for Pendleton. But it's going to be a nice break up there by Johnson, as it's in reverse hit there Cole Walsh gets knocked down, and the puck will find its way over to Mitch Miles. And we get a stoppage here with 3:02 with an asterisk right next to it.
And things are getting very chippy down here. Don't get me wrong, Will Vitopka is our energy man, always is every game, but you can't tell me that he's not feeling those fans, and the fans are definitely feeding into him. He's getting chippy down here, laying great open ice hits, and he's trying to start something, get something energized for this KU offense.
As the faceoff was won back over to Malcolm Johnson, he tried to dump it out of the zone, but it's quickly forced back in. Malcolm Johnson tries another headman pass, but holding the line is Arizona State once more. As it's going to be a one-time shot there by Squirry, but it's going to be blocked there by Miles, and now Squirry with it again, a shot from the point and hit a man up front. As Johnson, a nice poke check, but holding the line there is Hansen. Lawrence Hansen will skate it back in at the hash marks. He'll take a shot. It'll miss the net there, sent wide. And now Gaskin holding the line, passing it to the corner. As a nullified pass, took a weird bounce off the boards. Adler with a stick lift, trying to get the puck over to Caleb Duso, but it's broken up there, and a one-time shot there by number 21, Plua. As it's sent back to the point, Gaskin, another shot, blocked up front there by Cole Walsh, off his ankle. Walsh off the boards, tries to find Vitopka, and it's going to go over to Will Vitopka, who couldn't quite get full control. And there's going to be a little bit of a wrestling match and a suplex there, and it's going to be someone on the bench grabs Will Vitopka from behind.
Things are getting absolutely chippy as Will Vitopka got hit by 4 guys, and someone jumped on his back, and then Will Vitopka then threw him over his shoulder, and then someone on ASU's bench decided it'd be smart to grab Will Vitopka off the bench.
So what had happened there was Vitopka was having a little scrummage against the boards right there, and then it somehow got moved over, and then number 6 for the Sun Devils, Dawson Van Lays, had wrapped his arms around Vitopka's neck, and then that's what caused Malcolm Johnson to jump in there. So it looks like Vitopka's somehow going to get penalized for having so many Sun Devils come after him.
It looks like it's going to be 2 guys in the box for each team.
So
it looks like Will Vitopka might have got a penalty for getting hit by 4 guys, huh? That's the call, I guess?
You know, the ref saw something different from down there, but it just doesn't make sense. The guy on the bench has his arms around Will Vitopka's neck, and, you know,
I mean, if I'm the ref, that's a game misconduct. You're out of here. You can't be putting guys in
you know,
chokeholds on the bench. You're on the bench. You're not even on the play.
I wouldn't go as far to say a game misconduct, but definitely a roughing penalty of some sort. You're just on the bench. Like, it's different if it happens on the ice, but if you're on the bench and you put your arms around someone's neck, that just doesn't make sense. I don't care if it was a Jayhawk, I'd be reacting the same way.
Yeah, you just can't do that.
There's no need for that.
It's not even a toss-up. You definitely cannot do that. And for Will Vitopka to be in the pen, in the box right now, I don't understand that.
Now, I could understand part of the roughing penalty when he had picked up number 4, because he did a little bit of a suplex, so I can understand the roughing penalty there. But from that sequence, like, thinking about it a little bit more.
If for this to end that both teams are even strength still, I just don't agree with that. I think we should be at least up a man after someone on the bench grabbing our player like that. But at the end of the day, we're in the broadcast booth and not reffing, so.
And, you know, sometimes that's a good thing, you know.
Sometimes it is. As the refs are trying to get it all straightened out with Caleb Dusa, the ASU captain.
So Lance Medina and number 29, Ethan Miller, both have penalties on the scoreboard here.
And it looks like, was it Ethan Miller that reached over and grabbed? Were you able to see?
It looked like it was number 6, Dawson Van Lays, who had reached over and grabbed.
Okay.
So we wait and see what the call is going to be here.
This is only the first period. Let's strap in. A minute 57 left in the first period. It's 10:38 clock at night right now. Things are flowing.
And, you know, it looks like a 5-minute penalty has been assessed to number 6. So now Tony Rees will come over to talk to Andy McConnell. So not sure what the calls are going to be, and we don't have a public address announcer, so it's going to be tough to tell. But it looks like the faceoff will come and take place to the right of Jack Fox, the goaltender for Arizona State, but it'll be to our left.
And on the Jumbotron right now, I hear it says number 6 ASU will be in there for 5 minutes, and that's Wovotovka's number for 2 minutes.
So it looks like it's going to be 3-on-3 for 2 minutes.
And then we'll grab a man up.
And then it'll be 5-on-4 for 3 minutes when it carries over, if the assumption is correct. Because on the scoreboard, there's 2 players each side. So number 17,
now looks like
Austin
3 guys.
Gaskin. So there was definitely a bigger penalty assessed. I believe it's to number 6. So number 6 is going to serve the 5-minute penalty for number 29, and now it looks like number 6.
Back.
Yep. So my number 6 might be done for the night. So I was correct. So Gaskin is going to serve the penalty for Van Days.
Well, it looks like the refs might have heard me up here, and they kicked number 6 right here for a game misconduct. He's already in the locker room, gone. Well, after all this, let's see if we can take advantage of this.
So now on the scoreboard, a penalty's been taken off for the Kansas side, but Lance Medina and Will Vitovka are both in the box.
Looks like they're getting it straightened out right now, as both penalties actually just came off, so it looks like they're getting it straightened up right now.
You know, this sort of brings back a little bit of memories to the Junior Thunder hockey days when the Western States Hockey League would get a little scrappy, and there'd be like dead periods of time like this where the refs would have to go over and talk to the scores table. Except I'd be alone on the broadcast, so I have to come up with stuff to talk about.
Now you got a partner here to help you during this about 10-minute break right here. And it looks like they're putting the penalties up on the board now. Number 6, 5 minutes, and then Medina with 2-minute penalty. Wilva, Topka, and the other man in there not up there yet.
So it looks like the penalties do offset, so it's 4-on-4 as Johnson up over to Duso. Duso, a saucer pass over to Adler. Adler on the left wing. He's going to curl around. There's going to be pressured along the boards. Caleb Duso goes in to help out Adler as they're trying to fight the puck out, and it looks like it's going to be Jyrkinen who gets it out of the zone and passes it over to Tilton. Tilton with a shot, not unable to find the net there. Tilton with the rebound. He'll curl around the net over to Nowak. Nowak with a shot from the point, blocked up front. Now Tilton in the corner with it. Tilton turns it over to Caleb Duso, who's going to have it on the right side. Duso lost control, but it's going to be chipped into the zone there by Johnson. Sticked aside by Fox into the corner, and then it's going to be dumped all the way back. As it doesn't touch Miles, and it'll go all the way back for an icing.
As Miles gives a little fist bump over to the KU bench that went right next to him for an icing. So face off in Arizona Diesel on the right of their goalie. And you can tell, I mean, we already said it was loud in here, but it's even a little louder. I don't know if it's that cold in here or we're all just jittered up, but people are antsy right now. And a KU goal would absolutely tear this place open right now. As, the faceoff is on the left of ASU's goalie. About a minute and 2 left in the first period.
As the faceoff was won by Arizona State, they'll try to send it out, but holding the line there was Cole Walsh. Walsh trying to backhand it over to Barker, but the Sun Devils are going to take it away. On the left side, it's going to be Tilton. Tilton still with it, a backhand shot right through the 5-hole of Miles, and he scores.
That was a backhand, as he said, right through the 5-hole, Mitch Miles. And you hate to give that up, especially after all that. As now the ASU bench is getting a little rowdy here.
Rather, that's number 26, Garner Sullivan.
And now he gives ASU a 2-goal lead with 48 and some change left in the first period.
So 48.7 seconds left to go. It's a 3-1 lead for Arizona State. As the faceoff is won by Kansas, back over to Hearn. Hearn who finds it over to Johnson. Play is still 4-on-4. As it's going to be Hearn dropping it back to Adler. Adler back to Hearn. Hearn. He'll curl around the net. He'll look for an open man. Instead, he'll try to bank it off the boards over to Johnson. Johnson tries to throw it on net, looking for a tip in, but unable to hold the line. It's going to be Blake Hearn. It's going to be a quick rush for the Sun Devils. A nice defensive play there by Johnson as he'll take it away. He'll play it off the boards over to Blake Hearn. Hearn will wrap it around. He'll curl around one man. Blake Hearn still with it. He has time for one more rush as he's going to be knocked down from behind, and he'll dive down and chop it into the corner and get a change going. 5 seconds left to go here in the period. Down to 3. It's going to be passed up over to Gazerian, and that'll do it for the first period of play. A great start if you're Kansas compared to past games, as they're only down by 2. We'll be back in just a little bit for period number 2 of the first game for Kansas of the College Hockey Classic. I'm Gabe Daniel with Richie Obey. Don't go anywhere. It's just getting exciting.
This is Mitchell Miles here. He's our starting dendy. Great guy.
Mitch. That's Mitch.
That has to be Mitch, right?
See, I gotta do my research on everybody. This jersey says Littleton, and I only know one person from Littleton. That's Mitch Miles. So it's gotta be Mitch.
That's gotta be Mitch.
I think it's gotta be Mitch then, yeah.
Oh, that's Mitchy all day.
Landry Gray.
Welcome back inside the Wichita Ice Center for period number 2 of game 1 of the College Hockey Classic for Wichita. I'm Gabe Daniel, joined alongside Richie O'Baden. Man, that was a fun first period.
Man, that's an understatement, I think. That was an insane, crazy, intense first period. The most intense first period I've ever seen from KU this season. And we had a game misconduct. Someone got thrown out. We saw someone get suplexed. We saw someone get a chokehold from the bench. We've seen it all.
And you know, the penalty on Vitopka was warranted, but just the choke from behind, like, you know, just a little unnecessary. Like, yeah, the suplex from Vitopka was a little extra, but I was sort of talking to him down behind the locker rooms, and he was trying to get out of whatever scrummash was right in front of the bench.
Okay, so it was more of a defense move, if anything.
Yeah, or just trying to get the guy out of his way.
Right.
At least that's what he said. Either way, what's done is done. We're moving on to the second period now.
All right, KU's down 2, so we're looking to fight back into the second period. Let's see if we can bring over the energy we had in the first period. The defense has been there. The offensive zone pushes have been there. It's just a bit of sloppy passing is what I've really seen so far. Mitch Miles isn't doing bad. We're having a good period, a good game. So it's just about connecting on passes and getting out there.
And the faceoff won by Duso. Back over to Malcolm Johnson. He'll have to race after that one, as Kansas is now back to full strength as they're on the power play for about the next 3 minutes. As it's an ill-advised pass there. The Sun Devils taken away, but breaking that play up there was Johnson. It's going to be taken away by Blake Hearn. A headman pass up over to Adler. Adler waiting. He finds it over to Hearn. Hearn skating in. A backhand shot right to the chest of Fox and a whistle.
And that seemed pretty on cue for what I was already saying. The sloppy passes, that was another one right in our zone where we gave up that they almost had a wide open shot. So we just have to really be smarter with our pass down this game if we want to start coming back against these Sun Devils from Arizona State.
19:36 left to go here, period number 2. It's 11 o'clock, so thank you to those staying up and watching with us. As we know, the late games are unideal, but this one's been a lot of fun. As it's going to be number 2 for the Sun Devils, Connor Squirry, a pass over to number 15, and he puts it home and makes it 4-1.
And an early statement from ASU in the second period. Only 35 seconds off the clock, and they already got their 4th goal of the game as we're down 4-1 now. Now it's just a pass up the boards and a little cross right in front of Miles, and it's just an easy goal for them. And again, KU just has to get passes on sticks. We just have to. That's the main point of this game right now. They're not beating us by that much, even though the scoreboard says a little bit differently.
As the faceoff is won by Kansas, it's going to be Vitopka on the right wing. Vitopka shoots one over to Fox. It's loose in the crease, and Medina trying to fight the puck loose as it's going to be held in there by Duso. Duso gets it over to Walsh. Walsh, he'll wait. Finds it over to Duso. Duso ripped one, looking for Medina at the back door for the tip-in. Medina still has it. Medina, he'll curl back over to Adler. Adler. Medina, back to Duso. As Duso's going to wait, he'll get a cross over to Walsh. Walsh, back to Duso. Duso already has 1 goal. He'll get a one-time shot over to Medina. Medina still with it in the slot. He'll try a shot, jumping up to not block. It was Vitopka, as it's going to be backhanded over to Walsh. Then passed over to Caleb Duso again. Duso looking for Medina at the back door. Backhand shot. Oh, and then just went over the net, almost into the netting, but stayed in play. And then a big open ice hit there at the hash marks by Will Vitopka.
Another insane hit by Will Vitopka.
Then a shot short side there by number 22. As it is now 5-1.
And all that was just a chip up. The puck got sent all the way down after the Will Vitopka. Another huge open ice hit. Got sent down. All the player did was just chip it up right over Miles. And that's a short-handed goal as we are on the power play, 5-on-4. So ASU scores another short-handed goal. And, you know, it just sucks for that to happen, especially after Will Vitopka's hit.
So 5-1 with 18-17 left to go. The faceoff was won by Kansas. Fantoni quickly has it poked away as it's going to be wrapped around, intended for Johnson. It's Johnson He'll curl back with it. Johnson with it again up on the left side. So he'll skate through center. Malcolm Johnson has it poked away, but it goes right to the tape of Blake Hearn, who gets it over to Barker. Barker back over to Hearn. Hearn backhanding it to Johnson. Malcolm Johnson, this time off the boards, tries to find it over to Griffin. Barker ends up making its way over to Blake Hearn. Hearn on the left side. He'll wait. Still with the puck before it's taken away there by number 24 as it's then advanced over to Fantoni. Fantoni tries a wraparound shot, and Fox was there to kick that one away as the Sun Devils will dump it down. No icing as they're still on the penalty kill. Is this going to be Johnson with it? Under the goal line in the Kansas zone. It's going to be a headman pass. It looked like it was intended for Fantoni, but it's going to go the length. No icing as Fox will come out to play it. Wrapped around over to number 10. Then the headman pass ends up going over to Blake Hearn, who finds it over to Vitopka off the boards. Will Vitopka will button hook around. He'll get it to Fantoni, who chips it into the corner. Wrapping around the net to get it was Barker. He tried to throw it to the corner. As it's going to be Nowick with it. Nowick over to Vitopka. Vitopka forcing it back to Barker in the corner. As holding the line there, Vitopka. Passing it over to Hearn. Hearn to Barker. Barker tried to find it over to Vitopka. Is still unable to catch it as Vitopka had it in the corner, lost control as the puck will trickle out. Back chasing it is Blake Hearn.
It's back to 5-on-5 hockey. As ASU's gain even strength.
Now dumped into the corner. Racing after it was Walsh, and it'll get there in time for an icing.
About 16-18 left in the second period. KU giving up 2 shorthanded goals so far in this period. We're down 5-1. And, you know, we just have to hope that life isn't completely sucked out of us yet. Just have to keep trying to fight. We have the fans on our side. Just have to do whatever we can and just chip back in this game, down 4.
As Fontanetta tied up off the face-off, racing in to help him out was Friedhoff. As it's going to be Arizona State having it behind their own net. He's going to fake going to the right before making a move around the left, and it looks like Johnson knocks the puck down as it's chipped into the corner. Now it's going to be sent back around. It'll go all the way back, and another icing on Arizona State.
2 back-to-back icings by Arizona State in the matter of about 35 seconds. So another face-off on the left of the goalie, of ASU's goalie. And, you know, another face-off in their D zone, so we have to try to win it off face, get something cooking. I mean, what do you think our path to success we want to chip back in this game is, Gabe?
You know, just treat it one goal at a time, one period at a time. I mean, that's all you really can do. Don't focus on the floodgates opening up. You know, all it takes is one goal to shift the energy. It takes one hit. So really just keep playing your game. You know, Kansas played a really good first period, and they just got to keep playing how they played that first period, and I think they'll work their way back into this one.
Couldn't agree with you more, Gabe.
As it's passed to the point, Arizona State with it, a shot through traffic, and Miles will jump on top of that one.
That's a good save by Miles through traffic. Goalie screens ASU's been setting up, so it's good that Miles has been able to see the puck in front of him. That's another good stop down low as the faceoff will be in our D zone. And yeah, just back to what you were saying, you know, it just starts with one goal. You know, you can't get 5-5 unless you get 5-2 first, so we have to just chip away. And we just have to hope the energy's still there for our boys.
Another face-off win by Arizona State. This time it goes up and out of play.
Will that be a penalty or no?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. It looks like they're saying that he tipped it, that KU tipped it out.
I haven't seen a delay of game penalty called like that before. Here with club hockey, at least.
It's a very ticky-tacky call, so definitely.
As it's going to be Squirry with it. He passes it over to Hansen. Hansen going down on the right side before getting a pass over, a shot, and hit the stick of Griffin Barker as he lost it. As it's then going to be a headman pass intended for Fantoni. It goes all the way down and an icing called against Kansas.
As it just barely misses the ASU goaltender. Looks like a penalty will be called against ASU.
So an interference call. Looks like it's going to be on number 2. That's going to be Connor Squarey.
So KU again will be on a power play. Let's see if we can have a little bit better luck this time as opposed to last time. As we had the "you can't do that" chants coming from the KU fans. Again, 2-minute power play, about 15:03 left in the second period.
All it takes is one.
Agreed.
Is tied up was Alex Adler, and it's going to be number 11 who takes it away for the Devils. Now it's going to be number 11 for Kansas, back hitting it out of the zone. And then quickly forced back in the other way. Miles out behind his net. He'll wrap it around the boards. He's able to have that trickle out of the zone as he'll feed it back over to Duso. Duso finding Walsh. Walsh still carrying it in. On the right side, Walsh at the hash marks. Now at the goal line, he'll pass it around the boards over to Adler. Alex Adler unable to hold the line there as he sort of boggled it there. Arizona State with a shot not on net, and the Jayhawks will have to regroup here as Walsh making a move around one man before headman pass up over to Adler. As it's going to be Adler shooting one up into the netting, right back out onto the ice.
That barely got over the glass to hit the netting. That's a weird play, the blue line by Alex Adler, just to lose it like that, but nevertheless, we got it back, and that's going to be a face-off right in the Arizona, right inside their D zone. With about 1:08 left in this power play. Really haven't got anything set up yet, so it'll be interesting to see if we can win this face-off and get a play going.
As the face-off is won by Kansas as they try to get it over to Johnson, who was trying to signal he was ready for a one-time opportunity, but it's going to be taken away there by an Evelson. As an Evelson tries a backhand pass, so we'll get it all the way back up over to number 29, Ethan Miller. So Miller tries a headman pass. It's going to be the other way there by Johnson. Then a cross-ice pass over to Miller. Miller on the left side tries a shot. Miles will cover it up for a whistle.
Another good down low pad save by Miles. We just cover it up, get a stoppage at 38 seconds left in this KU power play. And you know, it's kind of, these power plays really have been working our favor so far this game. It's kind of hard to see that we're even on the power play. But there's still 38 seconds left. We can still go on at least another full rush, maybe even two. So it all starts with this face-off right here in our D zone.
In which it's Juan back over to Cole Walsh. Walsh will wrap it around. It took a weird bounce off the boards. A shot up front, and Miles making a save there.
A great point-blank range save by Mitch Miles right there to save this game from going 6-1. Again, the passing game, I cannot stress enough. This game has all been about the passing for KU. We're just being a little too sloppy with it right now. We need to clean up if we want to come back in this game.
As the face-off is sent back over to the corner, it's going to be Cole Walsh. Has it stripped away, but it's going to be Alex Adler taking it for the Jayhawks. Adler up on the right side. He'll try a shot kicked away there by Fox. Vitopka off the rebound, and Will Vitopka will hook around the other way. Will Vitopka still with it. So he tries a shot. Sticking that one aside there was Fox. It's just going to be Miller with it. Miller will send it all the way back. No icing. Miles will come out to play it. You see, we'll try to play that one off the glass. And then fanning on a shot there was, I think, number 2. Then a wrister that missed the net by a mile. It's going to be Barker picking up the rebound, tries a cross-ice pass. It took a weird bounce off a stick. And the Sun Devils will have a quick 2-on-1. It's going to be number 5, a no-look backhand pass over to Squarey. It's going to be Stoneman with it again. Stoneman wearing number 5 for the Sun Devils. Tries to wrap it around over to Squarey. Squarey still with it. Tries a shot up front through the traffic. And they score, making it 6-1. Couldn't tell if that was tipped up front, but either way, it's now 6-1 Arizona.
Yeah, I think Stoneman got the deflection goal right there, right for the net. And that was not another shorthanded goal. That was even strength, so it's just a good even strength final 5 goals. Now this game is 6-1 with 12:30 left in the second period. You know, it's hard for Miles there. He can't do it all. You know, deflection goals, you just hate when they slip in, but it's part of the game. 6-1 now.
So now it's going to be dumped in there by the Jayhawks. Forced back out. Back over to Roberts, who throws it in on net from beyond the blue line. And the Devils will start play from back behind their own net. As they'll wait, Fontanetta goes in to provide some pressure. Nice takeaway there by Friedhoff off the mask of Fox. So great pressure there as the puck finds its way over to Miles. Miles just throws that to the corner as the Devils lose control, as it was Roberts who tried to loft that one out of the zone. This is going to be taken away by the Devils. Is it Squarey with it, a nice toe drag mover on Fontanetta. Squarey with a shot, missing the net there. Almost made it 7-1. As it's going to be wrapped around over to Fontanetta. Fontanetta to Johnson. Now Johnson, a saucer pass. Ends up getting it over to Friedhoff. Friedhoff got it out of the zone. And the Sun Devils backtracking a little bit before a nice pass. Intercepted there by Fontanetta before a cross-ice pass intended for Johnson. Goes to the tape of number 19, Brennan Gazarian. As it's going to be wrapped back around the other way. The Sun Devils having to regroup. Try to headman pass, but it's going to be sent back the other way before Gazarian takes it away from Roberts. A 2-on-1 over to number 9, back over to Hanson. And unable to connect on the backdoor pass. So the Jayhawks able to get it out of the zone as it's going to be Carney trying to get it over to Pendleton. Pendleton will backhand it into the zone. That gets a change going for the rest of the Jayhawks. As it's going to be a headman pass intended for number 18. He connects. 18 waiting, trying to find number 9. That would have been Kyle Dodson. As that play is broken up. As it's going to be skated out of the zone by Blake Hearn. Hearn's going to go down on the right side. He'll stop at the top of the circle. Hearn still with it. Shooting one through traffic, and it's going to be covered up there.
A bit of a little late hit right there. It was a good shot by Blake Hearn right there. You know, just trying to get anything started. I mean, this game was almost 6-2 if it wasn't for ASU's goalie having his face right in the play, as you would say, as it went right off his mask. 10:25 left in the second period. We just had to get something going. That was a good shift by KU, getting something going. You know, defense was good right there. Got a shot on net.
So the face-off won by Arizona State. They try to send it out of the zone, but it goes right to the tape of Blake Hearn, who deflected it over to Medina, and a nice reverse hit there by Blake Hearn in the neutral zone. As it's going to be wrapped around, a nice hit there by Adler back behind the net as the Jayhawks now have possession. Hearn passing it to the corner. Looks like it's Dusso trying to find Medina. Can connect there, and unable to hold the line is Cole Walsh. So he has to go back and get it. Now Walsh. Cross-ice pass. It looked like he was trying to find Adler off the boards, but couldn't connect there as it's going to be taken down there by number 19. That's Gazarian. Gazarian with the puck. Left it for Tilton. Tilton has it poked away there as it's over to Blake Hearn. Hearn. Cross ice over to Medina. Medina on the left wing. Before going down under the goal line, Medina lost control as it's taken away by Arizona State. And then a little bit of a collision there in the slot, but either way, it's going to be Horner with it. Horner, a backhand shot off the shoulder of Miles. And it's going to be wrapped around over to Lance Medina. Medina on the left side. He tries to get a pass over to Adler. Adler had his stick lifted, so couldn't connect there as it's going to be, I believe that was number 28, Alexander Tilton getting a pass going. Medina goes in to dump it back in. Fox will leave it for Gaskin. As Gaskin will wrap it around the boards, it's tipped up and it looks like it'll go the length for an icing.
So now icing will give a face-off in ASU's D-zone. 9:02 left in the second period. I was getting nervous that the refs weren't going to call that icing. I thought they were going to say it got deflected, but luckily we have a face-off in Arizona's D-zone. Just trying to get anything going, Gabe. You know, we just have to try to chip back if we want anything in this game.
As the face-off is won by Kansas, it's Vitopka with it in the corner. Will Vitopka getting pressured there as he's trying to fight and get his stick loose. As he took one man down. As you can see, he's one of the hardest hitters on this Jayhawk squad as the puck ends up going the other way in the headman pass. And it'll end up going the length. No icing as winning the race there. I believe that could have been number 16, Aiden Fitzgerald. A nice open ice hit there by Will Vitopka on Witkowski as it's wrapped around by Gaskin. Gaskin forcing it back into the corner as Malcolm Johnson has it back behind his own net. And Vitopka dodging a hit as he got the puck out of the zone as it's back over to Nowick. Nowick passes it into the zone as it's now dropped back over to Sullivan. Sullivan already has one goal tonight as the Jayhawks get it out of the zone. As it's back over to number 10. Number 10 finds Sullivan again. Sullivan cutting back through center. Cross-ice pass. As the Sun Devils had it poked away as it's going to be Michael Fantoni. Fantoni, a backhand pass intended for Adler. Adler getting hooked down right in front of the blue line. Tony Reeves looking right at him, but no call there. As it's going to be thrown into the corner. Racing after, it's going to be an Evoldson. And Evelton with it for the Sun Devils as he tries to pass it around over to Stoneman. Stoneman lost control as Duso had poked it out. Caleb Duso up on the right wing. Duso, the lone goal scorer for the Jayhawks, a nice toe drag move as he waits. He tries to pass it through the slot. Medina couldn't connect with him there. And now it's going to be a rush for the Sun Devils, a 3-on-2, but instead taking the shot will be number 24, Curtis Sperling, as it was blocked up front. Now the Jayhawks will have a break of their own. Skating it down is going to be Blake Hearn. Hearn waiting, shooting off the glove. It's still loose. Hearn poked it right to the slot, but the Sun Devil was able to clear it out of the zone as it goes right over to Cole Walsh. Walsh finding it over to Adler. Adler will backhand it into the zone as it's gloved down there by number 14, Noack, as he sent it up. Duso off the boards over to Hearn. It's going to be a 3-on-2 for Kansas. Over to Medina. Medina shooting. Fox kicking that one away. Kim off the rebound. Now to Hearn. As it's Kim with it. Back behind the net. Has it poked to the corner. Now Medina taking a hit on number 10 for the Sun Devils as that puck will ride the boards out of the zone. Back on it's going to be Blake Hearn who chips it in. Now number 10 with it. From behind their own net, it's going to be a headman pass up over to Stoneman. Stoneman cutting through the center, tries a shot blocked up front. Now Friedhoff chasing it in the corner as it's going to be wrapped around the zone. It's going to be bowling a tire there. Number 24 for the Sun Devils. Now Friedhoff up on the left wing. Friedhoff trying to dodge 2 men and a big open ice hit. And that'll get called.
And who chirped him as he got hit down. That's just something you don't really want to see in a 6-1 game right now, as Squirrely is going to the bench right now. And the one thing I want to say before that is Will Vitalka, the one thing I can confidently say is he plays until the very end of the third period, as he had another 2 big hits, and it looks like he's public enemy 1 for ASU, as they're just looking like they're targeting him. But that's another power play that we're about to be on, as we're down 6-1 with 6:01 left.
So Kansas to the power play again. They haven't been successful, but they've seen a few chances here and there. As if there's any time to put one home, it's right here. As it's one back over to Blake Hearn. Hearn, he'll get it over to Fantoni. Fantoni waiting, looking for an open opportunity. As he'll fumble with the puck, he'll get a pass over to Hearn. Hearn over to Johnson. Johnson, a one-time shot, not on net. And it'll ride the boards out of the zone, and back chasing it's going to be Blake Hearn. Now another pass. Johnson to Hearn. Hearn, this time he'll get it over to Fantoni on the left wing, who lost control. And it looks like he'll get called for a tripping. So the power play for Kansas knocked down out of the air, as it's going to be Sullivan on an odd man rush trying to get the puck over to, I think that might have been number 11 on the back door. But Michael Fantoni will head off for a tripping penalty, and it'll be 4-on-4 for the next minute 12.
And it just sucks to give up a penalty right on your own power play. As you said, it'll be 4-on-4 for a minute and 12, as Fantoni will be going to the box for a tripping call. Let's see if we can create anything off on a 4-on-4 hockey right here, with 5:12 left in the second period. As the faceoff is won by ASU. Number 10 plays at 14.
So Noack with a shot from the point, not on net, as it's going to be number 21 with it. That's going to be Plua getting pressured in the corner by Roberts. He's able to kick it around where Medina's now providing pressure up at the point, where he was able to get a stick on it a little bit. But however, holding the line, it's Noack. Noack over to Hansen, back to Plua, under the goal line, up front to Hansen, but it's going to be backhanded away by Kansas. Medina able to get it out of the zone, and chasing after it's going to be number 10. As it's going to be over to Noack, who finds Plua streaking down the right side, tries to make a move around Roberts, a shot up front, sailing over the net there. Now Plua with it. Plua back under the goal line. Down to Plua, as it's poked away there by Walsh. Now over to 10. Number 10 with it at the blue line. He'll curl back around for a cross-ice pass.
ASU's now on the man advantage.
for about the next 40 seconds. As it's going to be passed around over to number 10. A shot from the point, blocked up front by Cole Walsh. As he tries to clear it out of the zone. He got it away, but not all the way back down, as knocking that out of the air was Noack. Now it's going to be up to Squirry. Squirry poked away there by Roberts, and it'll be dumped all the way back. Fox playing it aside. There's Noack with it. As it's thrown to the corner, number 22. And Evelson with it, takes a hit there from Medina as it's then passed to the point. Now Squirry with it, his shot, wrister going wide. Now the Jayhawks full strength. And then getting tripped up there was number 9, lost his footing as it's going to be Medina. A nice toe drag mover on one man, he'll dump it in and get a change going.
As there's big chirping going on right now on the benches.
So between Medina and Squirry, I take it that Squirry was the one that Medina had toe dragged around. But either way, it's going to be Tilton with it. He's poked off the puck there. As it's then going to be played over to number 18. That's Jason Horner. A nice stick play there by Johnson. Broke up the pass. But the Sun Devils will still have control as there's about 2 minutes, 20 seconds left here in period number 2. As it's sent back out the other way, the Sun Devils with it as they're going to bank it off the boards, intending it for number 22 and Evelson curling around the net. He's going to be met there by Vitopka, but Evelson able to dodge the hit there as it's Miller playing it back to the corner. And Evelson back behind the net. It's going to be number 9, Dodson, trying to connect there, but no luck. A nice toe drag move as it goes back over to Evelson. His shot missing the net there as it's going to be number 28 with it. Trying to take it away was Hearn as it's going to be Hearn on the right side. Blake Hearn at the right wing, skating it in. Gets poked off the puck there as it's going to be number 29 Miller. Tries a headman pass. Blake Hearn breaking that one up. 1:30 left to go. 6-1 still our score as it's going to be Hearn. Dropping it back over to Fontanetta. Fontanetta over to Walsh. Cole Walsh will choose to just shoot that one in off the boards. Goes to the tape of Fox before it's played to the corner. And it looks like Jonah Kim got thrown down there. As it's going to be wrapped around over to number 19. Rather, that's 18. Dropping it back over to number 15. Number 15 has it poked off. A nice stick lift there. Knocks someone down. It's going to be Fontanetta skating out of the zone for Kansas. Brandon Fontanetta. He'll cut down to the right side before he's trying to shot through traffic. Gets kicked away there by Fox. As Gazerian with it. Over to Horner as it's thrown into the corner. It's going to be Witkowski racing after it for the Devils as it's thrown the other way where Stoneman will get it. Stoneman passing it back to the corner. A nice hit there by Vitopka. As Vitopka tries to backhand out of the zone. Stoneman holding it in as it goes up out of play, but no whistle here. And finally we get a stoppage. I wonder if that's a delayed out of play.
I guess so, delayed out of play right there. And you know, it's crazy right now. You would think ASU is in the Big 12 with how much bad blood is being on the ice right now. This is insane. This Vitopka lays another hit, about his 10th hit of today's game. You know, the things have been chirpy ever since the puck drop, so. And it's about 11:30 o'clock at night, too. You would think they're getting tired of it, but no, not at all. Not settling down one bit.
So 19.1 seconds left to go here in the middle frame. 6-1 still our score as the Sun Devils still lead. As it's going to be in the corner with it, Stoneman. He'll try a backhand saucer pass over to Noack. Noack tries a shot with about 7 seconds left, and do so is going to provide some good pressure there in the corner as it's a backhand pass up to the slot, and that'll do it for period number 2. A 6-1 lead for Arizona State.
As things are getting chippy at the end of the second period, as Alex Adler might flip the puck up at number 10 on ASU.
I don't know if any penalties will come from it. Either way, both teams will head off the ice to the locker rooms, and we'll take a short break here for about 15 minutes. We'll be back for period number 3. I'm Gabe Daniel alongside Richie Obey.
I heard there penalty issued.
So a possible penalty issued at the very end of the second period as we're welcoming you guys back here for the third period inside the Wichita Ice Center. I'm Gabe Daniel alongside Richie Obaid, and it's been a night that's unideal for Kansas, but probably one of their better efforts, and it looks like it'll be the two number 10s heading to the box to start things off. I'm not sure who number 10 for Arizona State is. I do apologize for the Sun Devil faithful that might be watching. When I was getting the rosters prepared, I didn't see anything on him when I was looking at the ACHA website. So I do apologize. I'll look into that before tomorrow's broadcast, as those will be streamed from my personal one to not conflict with the Jayhawk Hockey YouTube. Either way, the puck is about to be dropped here for the third period as we are underway, as it's quickly won over to Vitopka, and he's going to backhand it into the corner and chase after it with some speed. Instead, it'll be Arizona State taking it away, and then they will start play from back behind the goal line, as it's going to be sent over to Duso. Duso on the right wing. He'll curl at the hash marks before trying to pass it over. Medina couldn't tip it home.
Great look for Medina right there on a tip in.
It was Duso who tried to set that play up. Duso, the lone goal scorer for Kansas, off a beautiful pass from Blake Hearn. As it's Hearn dumping it in, Fox will settle the puck down as it's left for Nowak. Nowak tries to wrap it out, but it's going to be forced back into the corner by Johnson. As it's going to be sent right to the skate of Blake Hearn, and it's going to be intercepted there by an Edvidson before getting thrown back to the corner. Now it's going to be Gaskin through traffic. Hit a stick up front, didn't see Miles. As it's going to be Duso on the right wing. Caleb Duso has one goal already, throws a shot on net as Fox made a save, and it looked like a no-look pass there by Duso. Couldn't connect with Kim. So it's going to be Stoneman on the right side for the Sun Devils, wearing number 5, trying to pass it over to Edwardson. And this pass back over to Stoneman, a one-time opportunity for number 24. That's Sperling. Doesn't connect there, and the puck will go all the way back in an icing against Kansas.
You know, about 18:27 already left in this third period. Things are going a little fast, as again, there's two guys in the box, one from each team. So this faceoff is coming on the right of Mitch Miles, as we're just trying to play defense, get anything going on offense, try to leave here with more than one goal on the board. So it'll be interesting how the rest of this third period plays out for KU.
So 18:27 left to go here, period number 3, game number 1 for Kansas on the weekend. As it's going to be played over to, I believe, number 25, and a nice play there by Cole Walsh at center ice. Jonah Kim was skating the puck up, lost control. However, he's providing some good pressure there on Miller. As it's going to be Miller curling around the other way. He'll try to pass it around the boards. It ends up going over to Dodson. Dodson has it stripped away by Barker. Barker throwing it on net as it will then go to the corner. Now getting it out of the zone is going to be Gazarian. Gazarian lost control. Now it's going to be Griffin Barker up on the left wing. Barker still with it. Tries a shot. Fox with the save there. And a nice stick lift prevented Griffin Barker from even playing the puck. As it's going to be banked out of the zone. Johnson trying to redirect it back the other way. As it's going to be Fantoni trying to backhand pass over to Griffin Barker, but it goes to the tape of the Sun Devils as it's going to be Miller. Miller in front of his own bench has it poked away there by Barker and Fontanetta, as it'll end up going over to Blake Hearn. Now Hearn on the left side. Blake Hearn still with it. Hearn curling around. Going up to the hash marks, tries a backhand shot, turned aside there by Fox as it's going to be Friedhoff with it. Friedhoff, he'll look to pass it over to Johnson. Malcolm Johnson throws one, couldn't find the net there. It's just going to be Hearn. A weird shot from an odd angle. Tipped off the glove of Fox, and it's going to be Dodson with it. Dodson looking for number 18 on the back door. It looks like crashing into Miles was number 18. Then Fontanetta with a cross check from behind. And then things are going to get a little heated here.
Absolutely terrible right there on the leg cross check by number 6, or number 9, excuse me. It's absolutely terrible right in the back.
Yeah, not a smart play by Brandon Fontanetta. I know he was potentially trying to stick up for Mitch Miles, but you can tell that play was unintentional. So unnecessary penalty.
But again, penalties issued for both teams, so it will be still even strength. But Zinez came off the holes right there as Mitch Miles was hit into his own net. Looks like the refs might have forgot because it's still not getting fixed as the ref finally skates over to fix it. If it seems a little quiet in here, it's because the KU faithful did wrap it in a little early. It's about almost midnight here, so very understandable here in a 6-1 game.
And I believe it's mainly because it was the high school travel team sitting in front of us, and I think I heard correctly talking with the coach, a good friend of mine, Mike Galvin. He was saying something about having a game in Oklahoma City tomorrow at 3, so, they have to go home, get some rest because that's a very good youth hockey program they have here in Wichita. As it's going to be lofted up over to Duso. Duso trying to make a toe drag move around Tilton. Tilton still with it, looking for a backdoor pass over to Plua. Couldn't connect there as the Jayhawks get a headman pass over to Adler. Adler's going to throw it into the corner. No Jayhawk there to chase after it, so Plua will try to get it out for the Jayhawks. He'll get a pass over to Squirry. Squirry tried a headman pass up over to Hansen, but getting to the puck first, or at least breaking up that play, was Blake Hearn. As it's going to be Squirry in the corner with it. Squirry, and the net's off.
And that's hit off again. This time by number 4 ASU is Mitch Miles getting a little rattled over here, a little riled up. Second time that's come off in the past 2 minutes. There's a goal you do not like when your net is touched, and especially moved out of place, so.
And back when I would broadcast juniors here for Wichita, that would be a common occurrence, is the net coming off. And I think it just has something to do with how it's put in. A lot of the times in professional settings, you'll see them use a drill to get the holes on. Instead, they just chip the holes into the ice for the...
Not too sturdy then, as we can see already.
So it's going to be a backhand pass up over to number 18. Then a shot from a weird angle, blocked up front there by Blake Hearn as he was able to chip that one out of the zone. As it's then going to be sent over to Duso. Duso on the left wing. Duso usually plays defense. He's playing center tonight. As it's going to be wrapped around the boards. Trying to force it back in was Hearn. Hearn with it again. He'll skate it in, tries to make a toe drag move before skating in the net, tries a backhand pass to Adler. Adler couldn't connect to get the shot off. As it's going to be played back around, sent out of the zone, so Blake Hearn will chase after it. Hearn button hooking around. So he'll get hit as he has it in the corner. Blake Hearn trying to get it out of the zone for the Jayhawks. Caleb Duso now goes in to help him out as it's played to the other corner, and Malcolm Johnson racing after it. And then it looks like Will Vitopka will head to the penalty box. He's going to be called for a charging.
Again, Will Vitopka trying to lay another hit. He's been doing all game. This time getting called for the charge. So Will Vitopka will be sent to the box yet again today. As that fired up ASU, it was kind of a reverse hit on Will Vitopka as he was the only one that went down.
I could see it. You saw Vitopka start with a good number of strides before attempting to make the hit, so a good call by the referees there.
Will Vitopka, he's just the energy man. He's been the whole year. He's just trying to get anything going, anything blood flowing for this team.
So a 5-on-3?
5-on-4. Yeah, 5-on-4 for about, yeah.
All right, so 5-on-4. A little confusing there as the penalties on the scoreboard. As it's going to be dumped back where Nowak will have it. Nowak passing it over to Hansen. Hansen poked off the puck there by Medina. So a shot blockered away there by Miles. Medina able to chop it out of the zone with about 14:50 left to go here in the game.
Looks like the first penalty that was committed on both. Looks like they're keeping him in the box until the next stoppage. So then it will be a 5-on-4 with just Will in the box.
So it's going to be poked into the corner. Zach Roberts trying to get it out of the zone. It just bounces right off the skate of Nowak. Nowak getting pressured by Medina. Medina now will head over to pressure Hansen as Hansen Still with it, he'll try to retreat and drop it back over to Nowak before getting it right back. Hansen stops, waits, gets tripped up by Medina. They're going to call that one. And then jumping out on top of that one's Mitch Miles.
Somewhat of a light call. He did get a stick in front of his legs, but considering the much more brutal hits that we've seen today, that was more on the light side of the calls. But now it will be 5-on-3 for about 59 seconds, and then back to 5-on-4 for a minute. It'll be interesting to see if Kansas will be able to defend this. You know, if this is a big kill, if we can kill both these and get to even strength without the score changing, at least for ASU. So it'll be very interesting. Again, 5-on-3, face-off right on the left of Mitch Miles, won by ASU.
So it's going to be Stoneman passing it across to Horner. Horner tried to shot through traffic, and Miles made the save.
Good glove save on Miles right in the middle of his chest. Again, 51 seconds until it's back to 5-on-4. So 51 seconds of pure 5-on-3 for KU that they have to kill off. So
the face-off won by Kansas as they were able to clear out of the zone.
A huge kill early in the penalty kill for those 3 guys on the ice for KU. Huge to be able to send it down and burn off at least 10, 15 seconds.
As it's going to be number 24. He's able to toe drag around Johnson, looking for a backdoor pass over to Squarey. Squarey blew a tire, but it'll be Tilton with it at the point for the Devils. Tilton cross eyes to Stoneman. Stoneman looking for Squarey at a tip in right in the doorstep. And then it's going to be a Michigan attempt there by Plua, but it looks like he couldn't quite pick it up, so he'll choose to pass it to the point again. Then a one-time shot there by number 24. So he's able to hold the line. As Johnson tried to clear it out, Tilton couldn't quite catch a pass, so he'll have to chase after it to get control. Tilton, a backdoor pass opportunity. Couldn't connect as Duso was able to break that up, but it's going to be Squarey with a shot blockered up in the air by Miles. Caught in the air by Johnson, quickly played down to his stick. And it's going to be Vitopka trying to get a headman pass up over to Duso. And then Stoneman tries a shot that just goes over the net.
KU's gained a man, it's 5-on-4 now.
Now Stoneman passing it over to number 28. Miles will hang on for a whistle.
Good save on Miles. It's now 5-on-4 Hawkeys. We gain a man now. It's about 32 seconds left in this penalty for ASU, up a man. It's been a good kill so far for KU. We had a chance to have a break home 1-on-0, but just Will Vitopka wasn't able to find it through. But needless to say, we're having a good kill right now, but still 30 seconds left. Face off at the right of Mitch Miles.
So the face-off back over to an Edvaldson as it's going to be poked out of the zone. Back on it is Nowak. Nowak, the headman pass over to Dodson. Dodson cutting through the center, poked away there by Vitopka. Vitopka wasn't sure where the puck was at as it'll then go over to Dodson in the corner. A shot through traffic. Batted out of the air by Miles as he uses the paddle there as we're just now nearing the 12-minute mark.
This KU is now even strength with a great 5-on-3 kill. It is now 5-on-5 hockey. This is covered up by Mitch Miles. And again, 5-on-5 hockey, a huge 5-on-3 kill by KU. And even if we're not going to come back in this game, that's just huge for the rest of these games here in Wichita. Just to know that our PK unit can go out there and kill a 5-on-3 and have Mitch Miles' back. Because Mitch Miles made about 4 saves on that whole ordeal of 3.5 minutes. So good for us to just see that and gain confidence in our PK unit.
While the score doesn't show it, I think Kansas has played much better than other games so far this season, as you see a great save there by Mitch Miles.
No, I definitely agree with you, Gabe. Compared to other games this year, we've played much better, much faster. It looks like the blood's flowing. Even being down in other games,
and a nice interception there by Griffin Barker, who tried to drop it back over to Jonah Kim. Back over to Barker. Barker, he's going to curl around the net. He'll look for a pass over to Blake Hearn. Hearn shoots one through traffic. Fantoni right there in the grill of Fox.
Fantoni just trying to get a deflection goal, if anything. You know, it's still good we're trying to get pucks on net, so trying to make them still work for it. Work for this one goal allowed. Just try to keep getting honest. As the clock just now strikes midnight, so it's now midnight here in Wichita. So we got a late game going here with about 11:40 left in this third period.
As the faceoff is won by Arizona State, it's going to be Nowak with it. Nowak in the corner. He's able to shake off a hit from Fantoni. He'll curl back the other way and get it over to number 10. Number 10 will quickly send it back over to Nowak. Nowak tried a headman pass, but almost offsides there, as the Devils did have to regroup a little bit. Blake Hearn will lock that puck up into the air. It's going to be sent back the other way. Malcolm Johnson from Medina, Minnesota. They'll backhand it over to Blake Hearn, who throws it into the zone before the Sun Devils will take it back. Caleb Dusso and Alex Adler providing some pressure deep in the corner, as it's going to be Johnson with it. Johnson with tried to find Dusso, who was just at the hash marks, but it looks like it goes coming all the way back to Blake Hearn. Hearn tried to get a headman pass, but it's deflected by number 24 for Arizona State over to Stoneman, who shoots and scores.
And Stoneman with another goal in this game. Just beats Mitch Miles, left high for him. Beats him glove side. That's another goal for Stoneman. It's now 7-1. 10:42 left in this third period. Now looks like the ASU side of fans are getting a little loud.
So 10:42 left to go in a 7-1 game. Kansas will be back in action tomorrow at 5:30 against Dallas Baptist University. And then Arizona State will be playing in the early afternoon game at 2:30 p.m. against Drury University. Drury, a newer program that plays out of Springfield. They play at the same rink as Missouri State University. As it's a turnover up front, the Sun Devils still have possession. It's going to be a headman pass up over to Stoneman. Stoneman, a backdoor pass over to number 24, hit the post. That's going to be a wraparound shot attempt by Hansen. Friedhoff tried to get out of the zone, looking for Fontanetta. Fontanetta didn't have both hands on his stick. Otherwise, it would have been a great look. Now on the left wing, it's going to be Tilton, lost train of thought as he had the puck, and it's going to be Strahan in the clear. Strahan alone shooting, and a save by Fox.
That was a great one-on-one look for us right there for Strahan. Just wasn't able to get it past the goalie for ASU, Jack Fox. But again, that was a great look, just catching him lacking on defense. But again, the score is still 7-1 with 9:32 left in this third period.
And I think the Jayhawk bench was about to erupt if Strahan scored that goal. One of the smaller guys on the team, nicknamed Sling.
As ASU plays that out, a little deflection, so no penalty there for a delay of game. So faceoff will happen again on the left of Fox.
As it's going to be Strahan getting pressured in the corner. As the Devils quickly get it out, it's going to be Squirry with it. So it's thrown to the corner. He's pressured off the puck there by Walsh. There's a nice backhand attempt over to Strahan. Now Strahan still with it. He'll chip it to the corner, and then he'll get a change going. As it's going to be a battle along the boards. Pendleton for Kansas, but it's going to be taken away there by an Edmondson. As it goes to the tape of Johnson. Johnson able to bank it out of the zone. That forces Arizona State to regroup as they lead by 6 with just about 8 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here. Now Plua with it. His shot fanned on it. It's going to be Dusso skating it up. Dusso. He'll find Medina on the right wing. Medina will crash into the boards. Then a wraparound shot by Dusso and a whistle.
Looks like Dusso might have had Adler cutting into the net, but the turnaround shot is eaten up by Fox, and as this game is still 7-1 with 8:25 left in the last period of this game. And again, as Gabe was mentioning, the Jayhawks have 2 more games left in this weekend, so plenty of time for us to regroup and get a win here in this weekend in Wichita.
As the faceoff is won by Arizona State. It's going to be a bouncing puck. Unable to hold the line was Lance Medina, but Arizona State will bring it back. Then a nice hit in front of the bench by Caleb Duso. Freed the puck up for a second as he'll just wrap it around. And then a little bit of a late hit there as it's going to be a turnover. Almost a turnover, rather, as the goalie made a panic pass the last minute as he saw Alex Adler right in front of him. It's going to be intercepted there by Blake Hearn. Dragging around one man. Hearn skating in, firing a shot, kicked away there by Fox. Now it's going to be Hearn with it again. Couldn't quite collect the puck at the blue line, so he's going to have to race back after it. From the knees, he'll use the backhand to pass it over. As it's going to be a shot on net, turned aside there by Miles to the corner where Johnson's going to try to wrap it around over to Adler. Adler couldn't quite pick it up, so Arizona State will have it again. They'll try a shot from the point. It'll ride the boards over to Medina. Medina will leave it for Duso, and Duso is going to cut through at center. Duso to the backhand. Tries a shot, looked like it didn't even get on net. As holding the line was Cole Walsh. Now Walsh will race to the corner after the puck. As Arizona State will take it back the other way. Just about 7 minutes left to go in the game as the Devils do lead 7-1. As it's going to be a pass over to Gazerman. Cross-ice pass over to Tilton. Tilton trying to find it over to Dodson. Dodson trying to backhand pass. Tipped away by Kansas as Walsh now in the corner getting pressured off. Griffin Barker going in to help him out. As it's a shot that went wide. It comes all the way back where Gaskin will race after it. Gaskin across to Tilton. Tilton tried a headman pass. As the Devils will dump it in, they'll get a change going racing after. It's going to be Zach Roberts for the Jayhawks. Roberts around to Fantoni. Fantoni couldn't quite catch the puck off the boards, but it's going to be deflected by a couple of Sun Devils skaters. Before it's going to be taken away by Vitaka. Vitaka gets upended there as he was racing after the puck. It's going to be a nice turnover up front. Fontanetta, a bouncing puck, holding the line. There was Johnson as he was able to chop that one in. Now the Devils skated out. This time it's going to be Sullivan on the right wing. A nice open ice hit there by Will Vitaka. And a shot out front and a save made there by Miles.
What a hit by Vitaka again. Lower the shoulder right into his chest. No call, clean hit. Wow, what a hit. And this is no hyperbole or anything. Will Vitaka has laid about 8 to 10 hits in this game. Unbelievably unreal.
So 5:42 left to go in a 7-1 game where Arizona State leads. As it was a pass broken up there. Chasing right after it. It's going to be Seifert. Then a pass intended for Witkowski. Broken up there by Blake Hearn. Hearn will curl back around, throwing off the puck, but Seifert will pick it up. Hearn trying to get it over to Fontanetta, who gets it over to Kim. Jonah Kim cuts to the center, shooting one, and it looks like it's blocked away there by Fox. Now Fontanetta tries to wrap it around the board. Seifert picks it up for the Sun Devils, but the play is broken up there by Carney. Carney trying to wrap it around over to Kim. Before it's played back to the corner. Now on it's going to be Sperling. Sperling tried a headman pass up to Witkowski. Witkowski chasing it in the corner. Just under 5 minutes left to go as it's wrapped around the boards. Malcolm Johnson on it for the Jayhawks. Johnson, a headman pass, trying to get it over to Kim. Now over to Hearn as it's sent back the other way. This is going to be number 5. He'll try a shot. That misses the net, rides the glass, and comes all the way back. Seifert for the Devils. 4.5 minutes left to go in the game. As it's wrapped around, unable to hold the line was Jackson Reed, as he almost went into the Arizona State bench. As he took a hit from Sperling. Seifert. The headman pass up over to Stoneman. Stoneman drops it back. Now over to Sperling. He shoots and he scores.
Another point-blank goal for ASU. That brings it to 8-1. You know, they're just getting close in range, 3 feet away from Mitch Miles, and, you know, it's just hard for Mitch Miles to stop goals coming in that fast, that close. So now it's 8-1, 4:08 left in the third period. And, you know, Will Vitaka can lay as many hits as he wants, try to get the boys energized, but being down 7-4-8 is tough for any team. Doesn't matter who's on it.
as the faceoff is won by Arizona. It's going to be taken away there by number 4, Lawrence Hansen. Hansen dropping it back over to Nowak. It's going to be passed across. Duso able to hold the line. Duso in the corner, trying to pass it around as it's going to ride the boards over to Plua. Plua's going to back in it the other way. As it's then going to be passed over to Nowak. There's Nowak in the corner with it. Nowak tried to clear it out, but holding the line was Cole Walsh. Walsh tried a shot. It's going to be bouncing up into the air, but knocking it away is Arizona State, as they're going to have a rush of their own. Plua moving in, shooting, and a save by Miles with 3:18 left to go.
Great save by Mitch Miles. It just bounced off his chest. He had to take off his mask and gloves. The puck got stuck right in his neck area, but we're all good. Mitch Miles is healthy and good back there. Good save by him on a one-on-one. 3:18 left in this third period. 8-1 again, ASU. Just Miles is trying to figure out something with his helmet right now. Looks like it's got it all straightened out. Helmet's back on our goalie. And he's ready to close out this game.
So 3:18 left to go, period number 3 of game number 1.
We're very fortunate we don't have an early game tomorrow, especially with this game ending at 12:10. Well, it'll probably end around 12:15, 12:20. So we're lucky our game tomorrow is around the evening.
5:30 p.m. puck drop for Kansas, as Arizona State will play Drury at 2:30.
Another great save by Mitch Miles. Yeah, as you were saying, ASU gets kind of the short end of the stick as they have to play a little sooner. 2:30 you wouldn't think it's that late. Like, you would think it's good afternoon, but coming off a game where you're not going to get out here until 1 a.m., it's pretty early for you to be ready and playing again. Again, another save by Mitch Miles, about three saves in about 30 seconds.
Faceoff will take place to the right of the goaltender from Littleton, Colorado. There's another faceoff win by Arizona State. This time it'll be backhanded around the boards. On it's going to be number 18. That's going to be Horner. Horner has the puck stripped away as it's going to be Barker. Barker up to Fantoni. Fantoni at center. He's going to cut to the right before trying to get a pass off. Fantoni falling down, able to get the pass off over to Blake Hearn. Hearn trying to chip it over to Barker, who was going to be back behind the net. And now it's going to be Hearn skating with it again. Hearn off the board, so we'll find it over to Fantoni. Fantoni back over to Hearn. As it's going to be dumped out of the zone, racing after. It's going to be Johnson. Malcolm Johnson stops, waits. He'll get a cross-ice pass over to Vitaka. Vitaka try to get a pass to Fantoni. As Hearn was able to advance the puck into the zone. Just under 2.5 minutes left to go. As it's going to be thrown into the corner. As it's going to be Vitaka ripping one from the point as it's going to miss the net there. As Roberts will try to throw it on net, unable to hold the lines of Vitaka, and it's going to be under 2 minutes to go. Now dumped into the corner. 1:50.
Looks like Griffin Barker's a bit upset on the bench as there's no penalty call. And I saw the hit in the corner. It looked a little rough, but no penalty was called, and that got him a little furious.
It was a headman pass intended for Friedhoff. Friedhoff still racing after it. Couldn't quite catch it, as it's now going to be number 11, Jurkinen, who dumped it in. Cole Walsh on it now. Walsh hit into the boards. You can see a little frustration slash there, as it's going to be back wrapped around the boards. Jurkinen with it again. Jurkinen, stick lifted by Kim, but still has possession of the puck. Jurkinen moving around Fontanetta before making a pass. A shot that missed the net there, as we're just now nearing a minute left to go here in the game. As it's going to be a shot there by Witkowski, covered up by Miles for a stoppage with 56.9 seconds left to go.
Great save by Miles. That puck was shot right into the KU of his chest. And again, as Gabe was saying, we're under a minute here, so just the final 56 seconds of this first game for KU. Again, down 8-1.
So the faceoff to take place to the left of Miles. as it was won by Stoneman. Stoneman with it, back behind the Kansas net, pressured off the puck there by Duso. Duso trying to float it up over to Hearn. Hearn trying to wrap it around to Medina, but it goes right to the tape of Nowak, and Nowak will throw it to the corner, then race after it himself before he's pressured off the puck there by Duso. Now Stoneman with it. Stoneman. He'll wrap it around the boards as it goes back over to Blake Hearn with 30 seconds left to go. Now back over to Stoneman. Stoneman, a cross-ice pass. Trying to connect with an Edwardson, but it goes right to Miles, and a stoppage here with 12.5.
This will most likely be the last face-off of today's game, as whoever wins will probably just either push for KU or drain it for ASU. You know, the score shows a much different game than what me and you have been calling, because we saw KU have a lot of energy and played good in this game compared to a lot of other games. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of this weekend goes for them.
You know, despite losing 15-0 the last time they played to a really good Arkansas team, I think coming in here and keeping it under double digits against a top 10 nationally ranked Arizona State team is something that these guys should be proud of. You know, they played them tough and played until the final buzzer, and I think that's something that you can just be happy for with a team full of freshmen and sophomores.
No, definitely, I agree with you. And let's not forget, the end of the first period is only 3-1, almost 2-1 without a late goal in the end of the first period. So we can hang, we really can, as long as we just play with energy. You know, that's what we have to do the rest of this weekend here in Wichita.
Again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, staying up late. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 as Arizona State and Drury University will face off. The link for that will be posted from my personal YouTube. That's just under Gabe Daniel, and I'll make sure that the social media platforms for those two teams do get the social media link to tweet out so you guys can tune in then. Again, I'm Gabe Daniel. On the call with me tomorrow for that game will be Jacob Carpio. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow afternoon.
Good night.